Jesus, folks. Talk about a living world here in Flight Sim 2024. Hello, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim live stream. Kind of did my whole thing backwards there. My whole intro. Hopefully your weekend is going great. It is the start of the weekend, a couple hours into it, at least for me. Although, do you say the weekend starts on Friday night after work? Or does weekend start on Saturday morning? Is Friday the weekend? Friday's not the weekend. The week ended, or did it? The week ended on, or ends on Sunday. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, welcome into another stream. It's been a little bit, right? I don't remember. I didn't stream last week, I don't think. Remember that? Did I stream last Saturday? No, I didn't last Saturday. Yeah, it might have been like 2 weeks now. Anyways, we're going to be taking the little Fokker, this great little Fokker, out on a flight. We're going to be doing Miami, Florida, taking a flight to Havana, Cuba. Cuba. Get some Cubanos. I love Cubanos. Very, very good stuff. Now, this is the Latin VFR airport. I bought this one way back in Flight Sim 2020 in the marketplace, and it recently got updated. I don't think I've flown here since the last update. I have no idea what updated. Probably just some minor tweaks. Latin VFR doesn't really do any crazy updates to their stuff, but so this I think will be a fun little flight because this is going to be my first international flight, I think, with the Fokker 100. I've been doing domestic here in the US primarily, so this is my first time with that, and it's also my first time with the Fokker in probably a week. I don't think I've flown it in about a week. So I figured get some regional flight going, as I typically do, in anticipation for the Airbus A220 releasing in the next few days, which I'm super excited about. I know some people are super excited about the 757. I'm definitely more excited about the 220. Like, I'll likely buy the 757, but I don't know if I'll buy it day one. I don't know. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, folks. 80 bucks. The Airbus A220, or the A220, do they call it Airbus, is going to be $66 or $68, one of the two things on there. So a reasonable price, I say. A reasonable price. Oh, let's just hope it's good. I've only looked at a handful of little videos from content creators, and it does look pretty decent. Looks pretty decent. But I try to stay away from some of the early, some of the early pre-release videos of some of these planes, because one, the content creators haven't had a lot of time to mess with these planes, so they're showcasing a plane they don't really know how to fly, and that doesn't interest me all that much. You know what I mean? It doesn't interest me all that much. I'd rather watch the developer stuff, and I actually just posted a video, came up a couple minutes ago, on the channel about the same topic. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. I'm not going to keep going with it. Oh, jeez, it's so loud. They need to get that fixed, that audio. That's a BeyondATC thing. It uses the sim sounds, so there's something with the sim, but Jesus, it's so loud. RJ said he's unsubscribing because of the Boeing 757 remark. Listen, I'm a regional guy. I'm a regional pilot. The 757 is not a regional pilot, or a regional plane. But I'll definitely, get it. I just don't know if I'll get it day one. I just don't know if I'll get it day one. Probably I will. Let's be honest. I probably will. Like I say this so often. The Fokker's one I thought about getting day one, but I never did. Took me a couple days to get it. About a week probably. Okay. Anywho, let's go and hop into the cockpit of the little Fokker. And the first thing we're going to do is go to aircraft and get the GPU connected. That's doing this thing. We're going to go back to the home screen, go to OFP. We're going to reload the flight plan. That will bring up this screen, import this dude, and start refueling. Doesn't the FedEx use it? Yeah, they do use it, the 757, but I think the one that we're getting right away from Bluebird is not the cargo version.
Is complete.
If I'm correct. I think that's what they said. We're not getting the cargo one right away. So, there's that. I know people can make liveries, make it all work, but until then, we won't have a true cargo. Let me make sure this is on fast. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Go back to aircraft. All right, back to the top. Now, let's go over here, hit these little buttons here, looking good, get the APU fired up. You know, it's wild to think you don't fly a plane for a while, and yet you still remember the majority. If you're if you know if you have a confident flow of how you like to start things up, it's pretty impressive how you can remember, right? I'm a guy that doesn't have a great memory, and yet I can figure this out, which is what's blinking? Stop it. Which is quite impressive. All right, so down here, actually no, we're gonna go here first, and we're gonna get some lights going, and that's over here. Lights, camera, action. And we'll decide if I'm going to do a second flight after this one, but the new EJET update came out, and, well, let's just put it this way. It has some opportunities still. It has some substantial opportunities still. Alright, so now let's go over here to init. We're going to put in our flight information, which is KMIA to MUHA. Maha. Mahahahaha. Alright, IRS is aligned. Clear out this guy. Let's go to the next page. We'll send this guy over. Export weight, export speed, export toga. That's all set. Clear out this stuff. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Now we can just wait to our departure, or sorry, our arrival and departure. Did I miss a screen here? Yeah, I missed a screen. I just said, it's so easy to get planes going. They've been flown for a while. Alright, we'll get our clearance in just a second. APU should be available by now. Yeah, available. Perfect. So we'll disconnect the external power. Go over here. And go to aircrafts. Disconnect the GPU. Good day. Miami clearance. Hello from American 17. We are ready for IFR clearance to Havana. Havana, na, na, na. Alright, what are we climbing up to? We're climbing up to flight level 300 on this flight. Alright, 300 in the box. Chalk's disconnected. GSX, we can get you connected too. Alright, that's doing its thing. Uncage that guy. Turn this dude on. Flight director's on as well. Does it do both sides? No, it doesn't. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to go down here because we're going to put the squawking. Good day. Our turn. Alright, that's ready. We're ready for the pushback. I kind of been bouncing around a little bit the last couple days because surprisingly, I've been flying with a side stick the last few days, and I want to try out different planes to see how it is. Now, here's the craziest thing: I didn't fly an Airbus. I've flown the Airbus before in the past with a side stick, of course, many, many times. But in my little adventure here, I didn't fly at all with an Airbus. It's pretty funny. So I flew a 777, the MAX, the EJET, the 737-600. Miami ground, American 17, ready for pushback and engine start. Alright, release parking brake in just a second. Altimeter is checked and set. Be facing the left here in a second. Alright, releasing the parking brake. Engine number 2 to fire up. That's going. We're going to watch here for 10% for the NGs. Introduce fuel. The rotation's happening. Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot an important thing. Fuel. And hydraulic pumps. Jesus. Never ever say you're good at something. Because, especially live, because then you start to make those mistakes. Jesus. We got a little bit of rain going on here. You know, so I think the EJET has a custom rain sound effect. Because my second flight I did yesterday in the EJET, it had like really weird, loud sounding rain. Also, this update seems to have made the sounds substantially louder. Like, it's crazy loud. Maybe it's just me. Could be. Highly likely. Alright, do we have any flaps on this one? So over here, performance flaps are 0, trim is 3.1. Let's go down here, bring that down. Have to mimic it. Alright, that's looking good. Down here then, again, we're going to go into Terra. Terra's on. Alright, they're pulling back, looking good. Let's go down here, turn that off, click that button, and take off config button. Takeoff is good. APU is off. Oh, back up to top. Engines off, and then auto here. Alright, now we're cooking with gas, folks. Miami Ground American 17 ready to taxi to the active. I'm telling you, BeyondATC, dudes, has been incredible the past couple, like the past week or two. Freaking just incredible. I don't think I've had like any problems. It's rare to not have a problem at all with any of the AI ATC stuff. Not a single issue that I can think of. It's been incredible. I'm on the latest experimental build, so in case anyone's wondering. Alright, taxiing on out. Taxi lights are on. Let's see if we can get our taxi ribbon. There it is. Beautiful. Get a little bit of rain, but I don't think we really need the wipers. Although we got some... Looks like it's down... Might be downpouring over here. See what happens. It's a 204 nautical mile flight, so nothing crazy. Flow still does not work with Sim Update 6 beta, and I'm using that beta. It's all been really, really good. It's been really, really good, actually. No issues whatsoever. There was an issue with the first build, and that was the iFly was broken with the sounds. But that since has been fixed by either Asobo and or the iFly team. I don't know for sure, because iFly released a patch. And then when they released that patch, someone asked if it worked in Sim Update 6, and they said, we don't support betas. So I don't know. I don't know if they actually fixed it or if it was a Asobo issue that broke. I'm assuming iFly did some tweaking. Who knows? No, maybe not. Actually, I don't think so. Because it was an update that they were already working on with some other bugs, so I'm guessing it was a Asobo thingy. But yeah, Sim Update 6 beta has been really, really stable. No issues, hasn't crashed, nothing like that. Knock on wood. Performance has been, you know, similar to Sim Update 5 for me. Nothing major, nothing groundbreaking. They added that, I did the video of it already, but they added in the V-Sync with FrameGen, which I think makes things a little bit more smoother. Could be placebo, right? But I don't think the performance is much of a difference whatsoever.
Cabin is secured.
Cabin secured. I did make some adjustments to the settings of BeyondATC. Because now with the live traffic, there's so much traffic. I had to dial things back a little bit. It's just too much going on. You go to a busy airport like O'Hare, you know, with the Indy Builds O'Hare coming out. I flew the hell out of that airport, and it's just so much going on, and it just hogs your system down because there's so many planes. So I turned down, I think it was departures, arrivals, and routes. I turned up park because I want to see more parked aircrafts, right? But I don't want everyone to be moving around like crazy. So I made those adjustments, and it seems to help. It seems to help quite a bit. Performance is stable, and like the comms aren't like overbearing. I know if you like it realistic, you might want the comms, you know, blaring like crazy, but it was just too much. It's hard sometimes to get on the comms. Alright, this is hold short for 8 right. So we'll hold... Is this far away, really? Okay. Miami Tower, American 17 holding short, runway 8 right, ready to go. Is it really this far back? It's crazy. Alright, we should get line up and wait here in a second. There it is. Alright, line up and wait. So I think since the last stream, I have also uninstalled FS Realistic. And I realized that I didn't really use it for a lot of the intended features. Yeah, to add some nice little movements, you know, additional movements that Chase Plane doesn't. But nothing that's like game-changing. And the other thing is, I don't have the excess of RAM I used to have. Used to have 64 gigs of RAM, now I got 32. And so I need to spare as much as I could. So FS Realistic takes up, you know, 500 megabytes plus, sometimes 600. All right, did I not do the? I did not set this up. Jesus. All right, Sid 8 right. Blades. I was like, why am I not seeing anything? And Lewis. Alright, so insert. Lulls. Insert. Alright, now we have our departure. Beautiful. Alright, throttle's going up. Toga. Let's go flying. Got a little bit of a crosswind. 3 knots, not much to worry about.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please.
Gooby, welcome in. Happy Saturday to you. Cabin crew, get your butts in your seats for departure.
80 knots.
Checked. I wonder if
V1.
I wonder if pilots actually turn on the wipers with even a little bit of wind like, or a little bit of rain like this one.
Traffic.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Traffic.
Okay. Take it easy.
Traffic.
Okay. I know there's traffic.
Traffic.
I don't see any traffic.
Traffic.
Take it easy.
Traffic.
Okay.
Traffic.
There's traffic, folks.
Traffic.
I might just turn off TCAT. Tira.
Traffic.
Is that a bug? Oh, there we go. It's gone. Alright. Alright, departure stable. Looking good. Let's go to nav and profile.
Climb thrust.
Climb thrust set. It's going to bring our nose down. It's a fun freaking plane to hand fly, man. This is a gorgeous plane to hand fly. I'm hoping the 220 is the same way. But man, this plane is so fun to hand fly. Very similar to the CRJ, I feel. Just a fun little plane. This Irishman's probably getting some... Well, he's kind of far. This is pretty far from Orlando. I'm not sure if Irishman's getting rain. I was going to do this flight on NewSky. And I was going to add the Fokker 100, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, why should I do that? Because with the 220 coming out soon, I'm likely not going to fly this plane for a little bit if the 220 is as good as I hope it's going to be. So I'd rather not spend the money on NewSky. Just save it. But we'll add the 220 on NewSky. Hopefully it works day 1. Look at that. You can't even see. It's crazy. $5,000 feet. Still hand flying. Still hand flying. Alright, coming up on 6,000. We'll fly it up to 10,000, then we'll get the autopilot on. So, my experiment with the side stick. And I've done this in the past, but I've never really had fun doing it. This was a change for some reason. For some crazy weird reason, I was having a pretty good time with the side stick. And I think part of it is because I had a weird placement I had it set for me. Instead of doing like a traditional side stick on the side or in front of you, I was doing it kind of where I am, like where my hand is typically for the yoke. Because I fly left-handed with the yoke, right? Well, a lot of pilots do. Probably most, honestly. Like real-world pilots. And so I kind of put it in that same placement because I figured maybe it's going to be memory I need. It's the muscle memory. Alright, autopilot's going to come on. And so it worked really, really well. Really, really well. Then I moved it a little bit. I moved it pretty close to the position where a real side stick would be in an Airbus. And I was still able to have a lot of fun with it. It worked out really, really well. And part of it, it might have been like I had the... what's really cool about the WinWing or wing control Ursa Minor is the fact that you can add dampening. That adds a little bit of resistance to it. And I think that resistance is what helped me a lot. I felt maybe before it was a little too loose. The biggest problem with that side stick is that the range is very limited. It's very, very limited. And what I mean by that is when you, like, for example, you go from, like, for me, like the Honeycomb Alpha over to the TCA yoke, to the Moza yoke, there's a lot of room to move the controller, where the Ursa Minor, there's not. So when you move it slightly to the left, the plane really jolts to the left, because there's not a lot of range with that, right? And it's tough to try to get used to that. Very, very tough. And I've watched people who fly with it, and I understand now why they're very sensitive, or they're overcorrecting or undercorrecting. Is because it's very sensitive with that. Even when you dial it in, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of getting used to. And I was able to get the pitch to work really, really well. But the roll is where it's really tight. It's really, really just so sensitive. It's almost like you're in a fighter jet. You make that slight little movement to left or right, and the plane just, you know, darts over to left and right. So you're kind of always, you're bouncing around. And I'm someone that likes to try to get at least as much as I can at a nice smooth flight, right? And I'm sure more practice, I'd get better at it, and a little bit, you know, more consistent. But it was fun just being able to get nice, smooth departures and landings with it. I just felt like it was a good challenge, you know? I think I needed that for a little bit. And I thought about it. You know, so I've talked about this before. I've been contemplating about this Moza AY210 yoke. I talked about the cracked handles, right? Or the thumbsticks. So the thumbsticks on both of them. The left one more so for sure than the right. Right. It's not showing any... It's not showing... They don't look like they're getting any worse. Let's put it that way. And it's been over a month now. It's been like 2 months since I noticed it. And I'm not seeing them getting any worse, so they're probably not going to. But I have concerns with that. The other thing is, I've noticed, and it might be a profile related thing, but I've tried different profiles. Either way, is when you turn off the autopilot, it wants to like the yoke is let's put it, the yoke's not in this place it needs to be during autopilot. And that can get a little frustrating because you're on approach, you're getting ready to land, and then you have this jolt back when you turn off autopilot, or jolt forward, right? Whereas with a non-force feedback item, you don't have that because the stick is going to be, or the peripheral is always going to be centered, right? It's going to spring back to the center. Again, it can be profile based, for sure. But I'm noticing that I did some calibrations to see if that would fix it, and I haven't noticed any major changes with it, so could also be a software update or a firmware bug or something like that. So I've been contemplating going back and forth about, you know, returning it and getting something else, because I do have an extended warranty, and for what I was reading, what they'll do is, You know, if you're having issues with it, they don't have it in stock, which they don't, they give you a gift card, and then, you know, you do what you want with the gift card. So I can go buy the TCA yoke, I could buy a Honeycomb Alpha, I can buy, you know, something else, whatever. So, I don't know, but the thing is, I really like the force feedback. I absolutely love it to death. I absolutely love it. It's a great product when it works and it's doing its job. And they are, is it next month or later on this month? I think it's the end of this month. I think it's next week actually. They're launching the screen on the Moza yoke handle. So that's probably going to be like $250. And actually, I initially said I was going to buy it, but now that I think about it, or yesterday I was thinking about it a little bit more. And I don't know if I can find a picture of it. Let me see if I can find a picture of it real quick. Because it doesn't look like it has the buttons. Let me see. What's it called now? It's called the MFY yoke. Moza MFY yoke. Screen? I don't know. Alright, I found Moza's official page. I saw a better image the other day. Well, I guess this would work. Okay. Oh, it's called the Pro yoke. Okay. Pro. Let me see if I find a better photo. Not really. I wonder why I can't find the same one I found. Oh, this works. Okay. Let me see. How do I bring it up on the screen now? Hold on. I broke something. Irishman, welcome in. Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully, I was just talking about you. Is it raining in Florida? Well, raining in Orlando. Okay, so here's the screen on the Moza yoke. The thing that I'm noticing as I'm looking at it is there's no buttons. So on the one I have right here, there are these buttons here on the bottom, there are these buttons here at the top. So you're going to lose some of those buttons with this one here. There's no buttons, and maybe it's touchscreen, but there's no physical buttons on the yoke here anymore. They're gone. So you lose 8 buttons right here. Now this could be cool. It looks like they partnered up with Mobiflight, and this is going to be powered with Mobiflight. Hopefully the performance isn't awful. You know, pop-out screens like that tend to be. But this, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'd actually look at the screen very often. like I said, I was really interested. I was going to buy it, this Pro handle. But I don't know. Outside of that, everything else is the same from my understanding. Nothing's changed with it. So unless I read something about it changing. Oh, this doesn't even look like the one I have. Like, this is what I got. See all the buttons here? So you lose all those buttons, so we'll see what happens. There'll be reviews of it. But I don't know. I'll likely just keep what I have. Alright, we're cruising up to flight level 300. We're expecting it, as of right now, runway 6 for the arrival. They just need to keep things simple. Yeah, I think you're right. It's like everyone wants to overcomplicate things. Well, yeah, I get that. It's I like the pop-out display stuff. Like I know P2 and J Russ had the pop-out displays. I think Plane might have one as well. I like the concept of it, but it doesn't really work for my setup. And I've talked about this more and more on the channel. It seems like I'm kind of pulling myself away from having a lot of the hardware peripherals. You know, like I used to have the radio panel one. I don't use that anymore. Now I just use the IMSIM panels, and I'm liking that more. When I was using the side stick, I didn't have any buttons programmed for the lights, so I was manually flipping on the lights. And I don't know if I like that as much. I think I like the buttons for the lights, personally. But it could be just that I'm used to it, you know? I'm just used to doing that. But like the screen thing, I don't think it's a gimmick, you know? I think it's an actual beneficial feature. I don't know, with the yoke, it seems weird though to have it on there. I'm not sure what else you could put on there. If you can do like I don't know, maybe if you can do like a custom checklist, then you can, but it'd have to be touch based, you know, so you can say they're done or something. I don't know. With the yoke, it's just, you'd have to always be looking down at your yoke, and you're not looking at the screen. Well, then what's the purpose of flying in Flight Sim 2024 or 2020 when you can fly X-Plane, right? 2020 is all about, and 2024 is about the graphics. X-Plane's about the physics, apparently. So then it's that whole, like, I don't know. I don't ever look at my handle. In any of the planes, any of the peripherals I've ever used, I've never looked at the actual peripheral itself while I'm flying. I'm looking at the screen, right? I'm looking at this instrument. This would be on my yoke, so now I'm looking down at my handle. I don't know. And then it seems like you gotta be sitting further back to make it all beneficial. So I likely, if I keep the Moza AY210, which I likely will, I won't end up, you know, getting that handle. I would like to see Micro Center get the handle back in stock so that I can go and get a replacement handle. But then I also was like, okay, well then if I want to have another warranty, I'd have to pay another $25. So it's a whole thing of like, all right, it's not cracking anymore, so good enough is good enough, right? And then who's to say that the next one's not going to crack as well? The one thing I've been very happy with is the Moza MTQ. The throttle quadrant from Moza is very, very good. Had the initial weird little squealing noise when I was moving the handle, but that got fixed pretty quickly and easily. I have 160 nautical miles to go here. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep, I haven't decided with Flow yet. Because, you know, like I said, Flow's not working in Sim Update 6, which is interesting. Again, that makes me wonder, like, what things did Asobo break in the background, you know, with Sim Update 6 that made it so that Flow doesn't work. I've always just wondered that kind of stuff. Because Flow seems to be a pretty simple thing. And they got Chase Plane to work, like, the next day. Oh, I forgot to do standard pressure. They got Flow to work, like, the next day. Or not Flow, Chase Plane. But Flow they're having problems with. So, are they just, like, saying, ah, the hell with it, you know, Asobo will eventually fix it and it'll all work? Or are they just afraid of Asobo breaking it further? I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird kind of thing to notice. Bye-bye, Florida. Bye-bye. Man, the Sim is freaking gorgeous. What a time to be alive. You know, so I was thinking about this. I did that new video this morning. And I forgot to add this in. I was going to, it's kind of like that, you know, in the shower, going to work on a video kind of thing. And I thought about it, and I forgot to add this to the video, so I'll talk about it now, I suppose. But how many times do you hear that? The sim looks incredible now. What a time to be alive. We're lucky to have a sim like this. Because a lot of us have come from the earlier days of flight sim. You know, 98 or 2000, whatever it be. And for the time back when it came out, when, you know, when those titles came out, they were very, very good looking. But then we got spoiled with 2020, and then even more spoiled with 2024, right? If, let's just say, 100 years from now, God forbid that we're all, not us as probably us, other people, are simming, you know, with flight sim, whatever, what's the graphics going to look like then? You know, will they look back on today's and be like, oh wow, they had outdated Bing map information? Like, we have real-time, you know, satellite imagery. How crazy would that be to have real-time satellite imagery where you're flying and it's really pulling the information in real time what you see on below you, you know? So like if your grandma's driving, you know, on I-94, you'd be able to see that grandma's car as you're flying to land at your airport, right? How wild would that be as of a world? I know it's unlikely to happen, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't that be crazy? I miss my Commodore. You know, so growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. And so I didn't really get to play much with gaming on different consoles. So if I wanted to do gaming, that's when I went to visit my cousin in Chicago at the time, or Florida. And so then, you know, he showed me games and we play, you know, whatever he had. Then eventually we got, you know, I got fortunate and we got, and my brother either stole or whatever, a Nintendo, like a Super Nintendo. And I ended up playing some of that stuff. And then eventually got to play, you know, some Sega and stuff like that. But I didn't own my first console, my very own console, until 2000, what was it be now? 2000, 2001? No, 2003. I think it was 2003. So 23 years ago is when I was 19, I think, at the time. 18, 19, somewhere in there. I think it was 19. That was the first time I got to own my own console, and it was a used GameCube. That's all I could afford, a used GameCube from GameStop. And that was my first console I owned. Now I had a PC. I got very lucky. My grandmother bought me a computer. So that I had a computer. I was doing my flight sim, right? But that was my first console I ever got to ever own. When I got my computer, the only games I could afford were like the super cheap dollar ones. Every so often we go to like the dollar store, and they'd have the the shareware products. I didn't have internet, so I couldn't download anything. So we'd go there and buy a shareware box of Doom, Wolfenstein, whatever else there is available, for $1. And my first game, outside of that, my first actual full game I ended up being able to buy was Diablo, the first Diablo. And this is years after it came out. And I bought it for $10. So I'm one of those people that I'm grateful for what I have now, because of when I was growing up, I didn't have any of this stuff. So I'm always going to be a big kid. I've talked about this before, I think, on the streams. I'm always going to be a big kid, because now I have access to a little bit more money. I can buy things. I'm fortunate in that aspect. Not everything I want. But, you know, find ways to make it work for what you have. You know, I was reading a while back ago, I was reading on Facebook, and there was someone talking about how they really wanted a certain plane. And I don't remember what plane it was, but they were a retired veteran, and they were talking about how these planes are, you know, so many planes come out, they don't have the money. And it was sad because they're like, I'm on a fixed income and I can't afford it. And it was cool because the next comment said, send me a message, or, you know, what's your email, whatever it is, I want to buy this for you. And the guy's like, no, don't, I don't want you to do that. I didn't post this to get free stuff. I just posted this to say we're fortunate, but also unfortunate because some of us can't afford it, like myself. And the guy's like, no, give me your details, like, I want to buy it for you. And he was very adamant, no, I don't want you to buy it for me. And I was like, wow, what a wholesome moment, right? In two parts. It was wholesome because someone's willing to buy a total stranger a plane. And also the strangers, like, or the creator of that post also said no, he didn't want to. He said he'd rather go to someone, you know, who is more involved and deserves it more. He didn't feel like he deserved it. And it was just, it was an amazing experience to see and witness, because there is a lot of good with flight sim. It goes beyond us flying our planes. It goes beyond content creators. It comes down to us as simmers, and I mean all of us as simmers. It comes down to us, right? There's a lot of good heart shared moments. This channel alone is filled with a lot of passion and heart from the community we've built here, right? I couldn't do any of the streaming stuff without the community. I don't get a lot of people in here, right? Like right now, we're at 6. You know, but some of the videos, you know, get a couple thousand views. And I couldn't build any of this without the support from the people within this community. Whether it be the financial support or just the motivation support, right? Both of them are equally important. And it's cool to have an incredible community like we have, that even though there are those negative experiences you can have with it, there's still so much positive involved with it. Now, I was just looking at the channel here the other day, and we have 20 active members. I'm blown away. 20 active members. I don't offer anything special to the members. I get a couple emojis. But there's nothing, like, amazing that you get for being a member on the channel. I don't have a lot of member-only videos. I don't think I have any, actually. But what you get as support, you know, I guess you give as support. And I have it set for $1, right? So I get 80 whatever cents out of that $1. And that's just support. And I'm very fortunate to have any of this stuff. I really am. It's a lot of fun doing this. It really is. Alright, so runway 6. Let's go ahead and prepare for the arrival. That's an ILS. Alright, let's go ahead and put our minimums in first since we're already up here. That is 420. Oh. Alright, 420. Then we're going to go down below here. ILS is 10.5. Yeah, 10.5. So 5 and 10. Course is going to be 60. Yep. Alright, and then we're going to put in our arrival landing runway. Maha. And we're landing runway 6, ILS. The entry 5. And Kanoa. Return. Alright, arrival's all set in there. And then we can check when we got descent information. Let's put our descent. We're going to go down to, what did I say, 4,000? All right, 4,000 there. I want to. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Top of descent's right here, so we'll wait. We'll wait. We got some time yet. Clinton, you're on a trip. Where are you going again? You're on a train? I got to just kind of skim through the channel this morning. Going to Heathrow or something? So, alright, so outside of flight sim stuff, what have I been up to the past week? Thursday, I think it was? On the Switch 2, Splatoon Raiders came out. Freaking awesome game. It really is. It's a shooter, and it's a lot of fun. It's about getting more gear, better gear, and taking out the bad guys or making it easier for you to take out the bad guys. It's very, very cool. So if you like shooters and if you have a Switch, like I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I'm only like a couple hours into it, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Outside that, I don't think I've done anything else that I can think of. London right now, got 2.5 hours to go after 2 to 3 hours. Jesus. I got a trip to take either the end of next month or the first week or two in September to go back home, visit family. My nephew's having a kid. I was gonna try to get a flight, but I do have some stuff to bring down there, or up there I guess it'd be. So I might just end up driving. It's a 10-hour drive, which kind of sucks because it's like a day lost just traveling, there and back. That's unfortunate, but I gotta get rid of some stuff. I got like an extra TV. Doesn't give it to my mom. Have her give it away to someone else. And then, so we're moving in November, so I need to try to do some spring cleaning. Give crap to my mom that she can give to other people. I had about 5 hours of sleep last night, and for me, either I get 3 hours or less, I'm good. Over 7 hours in the middle, it makes me feel like Celsius-dependent human. I've had my 4th can today, and a can of Coke. Jeez. Better watch out with that caffeine stuff, man. It's too much. Caffeine does help me, but it doesn't help me like a crazy amount, and I also don't do the energy stuff. I had, in my entire life, I'm 41, in my entire life, I've only had a couple sips of an energy drink, and that was like 5 years ago. Maybe 6, close to 6 probably. Well, yeah, 5 years ago sounds right. I had a massive toothache one night, couldn't sleep, worth hell, and I had to work a 8-9 hour day. I got to work and I was like, oh my god. 9 a.m. I was like, this is gonna be a long day. I'm falling asleep as it is, and I need to drive home, right? And so I bought an energy drink. I took 2 sips of it, and I was like, all right, this hopefully will be enough to keep me going, and it was. I got home and I crashed. It was. I just, the energy drinks, that stuff makes me so nervous, and I'm not like a health nut by any means. I eat a junk food galore. Too much. Surprised I'm still alive. But the energy drink stuff, I think that's not good. I think as time goes on, more research is done, we're going to find out that all that caffeine is really, really bad for you. Although now, I just read an article, I think it was earlier this week, about people that have, God, it wasn't like a crazy amount of caffeine daily, but it was like a small amount. Like a can of Coke caffeine or something like that. If you have that a day, it actually helps you. it helps like with your heart or something. I was like, what the hell? I think too much though is bad news bears. You know, let's see, heart rate is rating, but racing, but I'm nearly alive. Jesus, yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. All right, we're gonna put descent mode in. There it is right now. P2, welcome in. Back from 2-day trip with the missus. Nigeria. Oh no, Niagara. Sorry. That's like Nigeria. I got a coworker who his wife, I think it was, is going to Niagara Falls this weekend, and he's like, they you know, asked if he wanted to go, and he's like, no, I just want to go be by myself, my weekend. Hi from Portugal. Wow, awesome. Welcome in, Jose. Haven't had any energy drinks for ages. Just the past few days of packing and bad sleep. Well, that's good then. At least you don't have it. It's not a habit. I had a habit of having a can of Coke for lunch every day when I was prior to all my health stuff. And you know, one of the good things, one of the positive things about the you know, all of my health stuff is that I cut back substantially on sugary drinks. I'm not talking about just like, you know, carbonated drinks. I'm talking about fruit juices, you know, all the bad, you know, super sugary stuff. I primarily drink now water. I have my glass of milk in the morning, but I have water throughout the day. And you know, when I go out to eat or something, I'll have, you know, some you know, Coke or whatever. But I typically don't ever finish it. Like yesterday I had Wendy's, and I drank half of the what's it called? Cup? Yeah, half the cup. And then I'm talking about like over the course of 8 hours. In between that, I'm drinking water. You know what I mean? So when you don't have it all that often, when you do have it, it's so sweet and you know, whatever. Your taste buds are just too much. So it you know, that was a benefit for sure. Maddie, welcome in. Sorry you haven't been here for some time. Been going through a lot of stuff. Maddie, I'm sorry you're going through some stuff. Hopefully it's going to get better soon, or has been getting better. No need to apologize, though. We all have our crazy lives. I've had a crazy work schedule the past 2 weeks. Next week is a little better. I got maybe a big opportunity coming up here. I'll find out more about maybe next week and the week after, but it could be a very big life-changing experience of an opportunity. So I won't spoil anything about it here on the channel until I go through the process, but you know, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, life is, you know, I'm just glad you're here now, and hopefully you're healthy and everything's going great. Let's see, you're too young to have such drinks. It's not good for you in your teens. Yeah, agreed, P2. Agreed. Your watch is F? What? P2 for 25 months. Jesus, 25 months. Over 2 years, P2. That's wild. Thank you, P2, for your 2 years. It's great to know you. Great to connect with you. Great to talk with you, as always. Along with Irishman, along with Jay Russ, our core team. And then we added in some great people over the years. Over the 2 years, I guess. Amazing people to the community. Eventually I'll open up the forum again, but... Or not the forum, the Discord. You know, it's open a bit, but... I think we expanded too much. We got people in that just really weren't connecting with us as a group. And I think it's very important that we keep it tight. Because this is a place where we can go to and share our life experiences and obviously talk about the sim and anything else, right? But it's very important that we don't let a lot of bad apples in, because when you let bad apples in, then the people that are there already might, you know, leave, because the community isn't the same anymore, right? And that's how it is just in life in general. What are you talking about, watch? Are you returning the Moza? I haven't decided, Jay. I would say if I had to put a percentage on it, it's probably less than 20% that I'll return it. I've gone to this, like, you know, at one point it was 80% I'm going to return it, and then it's down to 20%. It kind of goes back and forth. It's a weird thing going on in my head with it. I love it. I love force feedback. I love what it does when it's working and all that jazz. I get so concerned. And I have a 2-year warranty, so I don't have to do anything with it immediately. I definitely do not. I think part of why I was really leaning towards returning it more recently, I guess, is because I was using the FFB bridge instead of the Moza software, but then the developer changed some stuff with that. And with FF Bridge, you get the feedback, but you don't get, like, the resistant and tension that Moza can provide with you, with the yoke and the side sticks. And that's a big deal for me. I need that tension, and that's why I was asking Jay recently about the tension of the TCA, because if I got rid of the Moza, I'd likely get the TCA yoke again. Highly likely that's the direction I would go. But as of right now, it's unlikely that I'll be returning it, at least immediately. Again, that could change if I get frustrated with it again, if there's a software glitch or something. Can very, very easily change. Alright, we're passing 19, coming down to 18. Whole bag of fruit pastries. I had 4 bottles, glasses of water. Okay, so you got some water, and that's good. That's good. We all have crazy lives. Some of us have crazy exes to make it extra fun. Jay says life can be complex, and at the same time amazing. Just hang in there, Maddie. Yep, exactly. Just hang in there. At this point, I'm married to the channel. Or just married to the channel. So we were talking at work yesterday, and the question was asked, would you be willing to have... Would you be... let's see here. How do you change it to QNH? I forget how to do that. I don't know how to do it. Anyways, would you be willing to have... Would you be willing to chat to an AI friend? Like, would you be willing to make an AI friend? That's what we were talking about yesterday at work. And I think a lot of us would be skeptical of it. And I would be as well. Because I think part of what... Like, I brought up this community we have. And how we're all simmers, we're all having our own lives, different things, right? And we can all bring in our own information. And then the argument against that was like, well, AI would do the same thing. It would make its own life's background story. But then I'm like, well, I know that y'all are real people behind the scenes, right? And that puts in that conscience about the conversation. With AI, you would know that it's not a real person. But what if you didn't know it was a real person? What if, just like we do here on Discord, or not on Discord, but here on live stream, or in Discord, right? You have conversations. How would you know they're actually not AI? Clean could be an AI. We don't know. Probably is. We can open up the Discord, but hold on. We can open the Discord up because I'm a rogue, and now we will take action on his own. Life is hard according to the old folks. Oh, Jesus, the old folks. I've been doing Southwest shorts hops outside of career modes. It's kind of nice break. Yeah, I agree. I haven't done a career mode in months now, and I have zero interest getting back into one. Zero interest. I did a couple NewSky flights recently for Irishman, so he didn't get mad. But it, you know, here's the thing. It was cool to get back into NewSky for a couple flights and still get 10s. Because it tells me that even though I've taken a break from career mode stuff, I'm still following enough procedures to where I'm getting good scores. Right? Except for that 7 I got. That was because I was messing with my settings. I did a firmware update for my WinWing rudder pedals. And apparently it also messed with some of my settings for the pedals themselves in the sim. And it gave me no right rudders. Why, I don't know. Why, I have zero knowledge, but it did. But it's fixed now. It's fixed now. We're really high. We need to start descending faster. Let's bring back the speed 2. Alright, let's see. Smartwatch Galaxy Fit because I can't afford a 7 Classic. Joe, welcome in. Currently flying the Anybuilds A340, or sorry, 50. Washington, wow, this is a long flight to Paris. Holy smokes. Use it all the time for work. I've named her Bridget. Oddly enough, I might talk to AI about things. I'm kind of analytical. So if I could get some solid advice. Yeah, like I use it too. I use it for, you know, analyzing certain things and all that. Yeah, for sure. Okay, but would you, if you knew it was AI, would you still be willing to make it a friend? All right, if you 100% knew it was AI. That's the question. Are you flying? Yes, this is the Fokker. Hope no WASM, Joe. Fingers crossed. I don't think you get WASMs in the Fokker. I don't think this little Fokker does WASMs. Now, knock on wood. Yeah, we're awfully high for this approach, like unbelievably high. Let's bring up the speed brakes. I wasn't paying enough attention. Let's bring us down a little bit more aggressively. What's our performance here? Landing, import, live, calculate. 165, 127. Okay, that's fine. J. Russ says, Flynn being AI doesn't matter. We aren't friends anyways. That's pretty damn good. I just want us to climb the ranks financially and fight-wise in NewSky. That's all. Let's see. Got a supportive dad, fake dad. Oh boy. All right, let's arm the approach there. All right, we wanna. Yeah, we're supposed to be around 2,000 feet right now, so we're a little high. I don't quite see the airport yet. We still have about 12 nautical miles out, so I think we're doing okay. We're just high. Not high on life, just high. Localizer's captured. I'm gonna reduce our speed down to 160. Clear to land.
Lock captured.
Lock cap. Why are we swinging too much? Okay, there we go. Getting back on course, I think, for the localizer. I think, unless the plane just done gone crazy. Nope. All right, we're doing all right. And then let's go to here. Yeah, it's capturing the localizer. That's good. All right, getting better on altitude. Speed's dropping. Good. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps down. Not fake, Dad. Reminds me of Blade Runner 2014 with the AI woman. Yeah, for real. Alright, speed check, gear down, it said. Glide slope still not captured. Why are we holding at 4th? Oh, it says 4,000 cap. Damn it. My bad. Alright, still don't have the field in sight. Oh, there it is. Why the hell are we off course? Alright, autopilot's off my aircraft. Yeah, why are we so badly off course here? Alright, gear down. We'll make this. We're a little high, but we'll make it. I'm not too concerned. Little Fokker here slows down pretty nicely. Yeah, see, look at the speed's bleeding out pretty well. I'm gonna stow the speed brakes. Alright, and flaps going down full. Well, full 40 at least. I don't know why the localizer's so bad. I've seen this happen before on a stream. 757 Spy, his was like really bad off too.
Cabin crew, please set your seats for landing.
Alright, still a little high, but speed's looking good. Flaps are set.
Cabin is secured for arrival.
Alright, cabin's cleared, or secured.
500.
Yeah, there's no way I could have salvaged any of this if I was using my side stick still. I don't think there's any way I would have been able to salvage any of that.
Minimum.
Minimum, we're landing.
Glide slope alive.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Gently. Touchdown.
Reverse.
Reverse. Yeah, variable winds at 1. Felt like a little bit more breeze than that. Alright, good salvage, good salvage. Reverser stowed.
60 knots.
Alright, that was a weird situation there with the localizer.
Left to Charlie, American 17.
Clearly this plane has some bugs too. Alright, landing lights are off, flaps going up. Welcome to Havana. Havana, una.
American 17, contact ground 121.9.
Ground 121.9, American 17.
Marty Ground, hello from American 17. We are looking to taxi to gate Charlie 10. There's a lot of planes here.
Taxi to stand Charlie 10 via Alpha Delta, American 17.
Alpha Delta. Irishman's off to the grocery store. See you in Discord. See you in Discord, Irishman. Have a great time at the grocery store. I gotta go grocery shopping here in about 3.5 hours. My wife, I'm gonna meet her at the store when she gets off work. You know what? We're gonna do one more flight. We're gonna take the EJET on one more flight. What the hell? We're gonna take the EJET on a flight. So we'll do one more flight after this. I'm not quite sure where. We'll figure out. We'll figure it out. Looks like we're parking next to Air France there. Does Air France actually fly to Havana? Are they... That don't seem right, though. Oh, it's right there. Okay. I was like, are they in our spot? My dear son, I have so many things to teach you, said in Darth Vader's voice. Then I am your father. Faja. Who's gonna go see Spaceballs? Spaceballs 2 when it comes out next year. I'm gonna make the trip back home to go see it with my stepdad. I'm so excited. Next summer, I think it's next summer. Alright, parking brake is set. Left hand side, let's go ahead and go to aircraft, chocks, and GPU connected. Wait for that to fully fire up. We'll kill out BeyondATC. Very good showing from BeyondATC. Even though the localizer is off of the plane, BeyondATC is like, I don't care. External power is available. Down below here, and we're going to cut off the fuel.
Cabin crew, DOS manual and cross-check.
All right. Very good first flight. Very, very good. All right, we'll go back to the main menu. And then we're going to take the EJET on a flight because, you know, we like to see things break here on the channel. So we're going to bring up my display real quick so you can see. I use this tool called the Random Flight Generator. And it's really handy because you can put in the airline's ICAO code. So I don't know what I want to do. Let's see. Let's go over here to aircraft type. Let's do the E. Let's do the one. Okay, hold on. There's actually a problem though, because if I use. Let's see. So we have a. There's an issue with some of the liveries with the EJET and not registering properly with the type of plane it is. I guess we can just use the default pushback. That's fine. Okay, so I don't have the 190s installed. Let's do the 170. We'll do a route, just a short route, just so I can showcase the plane. I was kind of hoping to find a plane or flight in. Actually, you might just kill out the 170 from here. I was thinking about doing like a South America flight because we haven't gone to South America here on the stream for a little bit. I think we'll do this one. I don't know if I have add-ons for this, but... And I don't think, like I said, I don't think I have the 190 installed. No. Alright, so 170. Let's see what liveries we have available to make this happen. I don't think I have any, like... Nothing in that one. 175. Oops. Yeah, I don't have any, like... South America liveries, but so we'll just find one to make it work. We'll do the 170 because I wanted to see if the bug I had yesterday is still there with the VNAV. Alright, then we'll see what we want to do with the plane. Airlink, American, Air North, United. Let's do United. Actually, let's do the retro American Eagle. Let's make it really weird. All right, so we got that. We got our plane. We're gonna do the 170. All right, and we're gonna go to SB. What is it? SBKP. 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 Alright. And then we're departing runway 15. So then we need to find our gate. Where the hell's the gate out here? Here's the gate, right? No, it's... Where's the gate? I guess we'll just park here. Oh, here's the gate. It's a weird airport. Alright, we're parked there. Start flight. I'm so sleep deprived. What's going on, P2? Oh, for the 2-hour trip or what? Or for the 2-day trip? I am too, dude, man. Like, I've slept like crap the past week and a half or so. Oh god, hopefully hopefully our VNav works. Hopefully we don't have an RNav, because it's IFR conditions in our arrival airport. So what could possibly go wrong on this flight? Alright, hop into the cockpit here of the EJET. Alright, let's launch up BeyondATC. I guess this pop-up comes up every time. Alright, GPU connected. They added a feature I'm going to try to remember to use here as well. Alright, BeyondATC connected. Yeah, the hotel bed was awful. Couldn't sleep both nights. Ugh. I crashed my MD-11 after a 5-hour flight. Oh no. Oh no, Maddie. Okay, so we got that all going. Let's go to the top here and get battery 1 and 2 connected. Armless jazz, no smoking seatbelt sign. APU coming on, strobes, beacon, logo, inspection. Alright, that's all cooking. Alright, so then over here to the left-hand side, if we go to flight details, import this jazz. Hit that button, departure. We're expecting runway 15. Conditions are dry here. Anti-ice is off. Winds, calculate, insta-load. And now this pops up a new thing. There it is. You can enter it directly into the MTQ now. So before we do that, we're going to go down here, go to route. Our destination is SB CT. Plop that in here. Request it. Activate it. Departure is 15. The OSU, I'm not even trying to say that one. 4A. Apply it. Put in our arrival stuff. That's 15 as of right now. It might change though. ILS Zulu. And we'll do this guy here. Arrival and apply. Performance, request it. Alright, then let's go over here and enter that stuff into the MTQ. And send that over. Accept. There used to be that button here that send to the MTQ. Now it does it for you, now it does it how it's supposed to, which is very handy. Everything goes wrong in the EJET. That's just a perfect statement right there, Joe. Everything goes wrong in the EJET. I crashed my MD-11 after a 9-hour flight, and it was low visibility on arrival. Oh, Jesus. I still haven't recovered from the MD-11 flight, and haven't flown the MD-11 fleets. Alright, everything looks like it's loading on in. Everything's fine. We're expecting flight level 300. Ever since this update with the EJET, my Mobiflight hasn't been showing up on... The screens haven't been working. So, that's unfortunate. Alright, so it looks like that's all working now. 1101. And our departure is good. Beautiful. Flight plan, takeoff info, got that all set. Let's go to map, TCAS. Up to the top. Electric pump on. Let's see if our GSX will work. Looks like it's going to. Perfect. Request pushback. And let's just say worldwide. Let's switch this over to RTO. And what are we supposed to be doing for our trim? Trim is 3.5. Oh, we can't. Oh, yeah, we can. 3.5's in the box. Now, GSX was working really weird with this plane yesterday. It's like slowly adding in the people. Doesn't like this plane. That's what I think. It doesn't like this plane. Alright, move all this jazz. GPU can be disconnected. Eventually it starts to connect and push back and all that, but it's like a little sluggish. It's a little sluggish with this plane. We'll wait for a pushback until we get our guys connected. I should have gone in the 190. I didn't think about it, adding in the 190, but after my experiences with the two flights yesterday, I was like, I'll probably just put this plane back in the hangar, especially with the 220 coming out. The Fokker's normally pretty good, but obviously it was a little weird with the localizer today. Although that could be a Sim Update 6 issue. People have reported localizer issues with Sim Update 6. Alright, GSX, come on now. Connect, please. It just like sits here, and then eventually it connects. I can't bring it up on the screen either. Because it just sits here. Doesn't like this plane. I'll wait a little bit longer. Eventually it starts to do its thing. There it is. See, now it's doing this thing. It just, for whatever reason, just sits here for a little bit. She's going to go up there, do the pin, and then we'll start getting our pushback here.
Departure checks completed. Bypass inserted.
Steven, welcome in. Happy Saturday. Hopefully you're doing well. Haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully everything's great. There's our pushback.
Marking here. Assault 2897, at Charlie 8, request pushback and engine start.
Alright, so we're going to face the right.
Engine start approved, face north, Assault 2897.
Come on, GSX. Alright, face the nose to the right. Parking brake released. Start the engine. Alright. And the EJET just automatically starts the engines, does this thing, works really well. Doing well. Wasn't well for some time, in and out from the doctors. Oh no, what's going on? I'm glad you're doing better now, though. Could be scary. Going to doctors can be very scary. Well, that was a crappy pushback. Alright, engine 2 rotation looking good. Flight director's on. Pardon me, I'm eating a little breakfast, got a little weak, a little dizzy. Alright, engine number 1's next. And I'm thinking we do flaps 2. Yeah, flaps 2. There are a few things. I was talking about this before, but about, you know, having physical switches and all that jazz. There's 2 things, well, 3, that I will never ever want to go back to using in sim. One is the flaps. Never ever go back to using I have to use a button or a lever for flaps. I have to have that. I can never go back to using it here in the sim. The other thing is speed brake. Never ever go back to ever using it. And then the parking brake. I never want to come down here at that button. Those things I will never ever change. Alright. Good engine number 1. APU off. Taxi lights on. Had a chest infection, which then followed a bad case of flu. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad you're doing better now. Very, very glad you're doing better. That stuff, the flu could be nasty, man. My cousin, he was having a big, whatever, flu or sickness or something. Alright, let's see how today's adventure on the EJET works. Hopefully much better than my experience yesterday. Alright, flaps are good. Let's go and see. Are we good for takeoff?
Okay.
Takeoff's okay. Taxi via Kilo 1 Golf Delta. Alright. Golf is coming up here, and then Delta's around the corner. The rudder pedals are really weird in this plane. They like float back and forth. Like right now I'm giving a little bit of right. Make us turn. Giving a toe brake. It's like you're floating almost. Such a weird plane. Where are we flying? We're flying to Brazil. We're in Brazil. We're doing a little short hop. I just picked a random flight with a random flight generator. This should showcase the EJET here on the stream. I was kind of back and forth if I was going to do it or not. But I figured, what the hell. Do this flight, and then I'll eat some lunch. Alright. Departure time. Sorry, departure time. Landing lights are on. Alright, clear for takeoff. Now we have a star for departure, so this should be okay. For LNAV. Should be okay. Alright, let's line up here on the runway. Advance our throttles. And auto throttles armed. Can I do nav yet? No. Toga? Can't arm any of that stuff to departure. Okay. And let's go. This plane is not a big friend of wind. 80 knots checked. Any little bit of gust and this plane can be very difficult to handle. Rotate. Gently back. And like that, we're airborne. You're going up. Okay. Good departure so far. It does want to nose up pretty heavily, so keep an eye on that. Alright, VNAV on. Flaps up one notch. Full flaps up. Alright, AP's on. No, it's not. AP's on. They messed with some of the buttons again. Now I gotta read just maybe they didn't actually. Now I might have a profile that's outdated. I have to remember. I have to check. All right, so with the EJET, you want to pay very close attention to this aircraft because it is not always 100% working the way it's supposed to. $6,000 feet. I'm going to lower down the volume because this plane is just so damn loud. So loud. That last update, I think messed with the sounds. It's like just way too loud. Alright, so far it's working out pretty good. I'm happy to report that. Like, I want this plane to succeed because I absolutely love the EJET. It's a freaking awesome plane. This is the 170. The Flight Sim Studios 170. Had an update that came out yesterday, another experimental build. They disabled some things because of technical issues. But this is supposed to be like the most. This is the latest version of their custom autopilot, I think, is what I was reading. Now, the last build, I was having the oscillating issue when it reaches cruise. I didn't have it on my two flights yesterday, but I saw someone report that issue in the Discord. Now, I don't know if they cleared out the WASM folder like I did, so maybe there's issues with that. But I'm happy to report I did not have that issue. Like, it is a really fun plane. It's just, I really wish this plane was ready to go 100%. Even if you randomly get some of the weird issues, you know, like the Fokker, you know, we had the localizer glide slope issue, or localizer, I guess, didn't capture it. It is what it is. Sing, welcome in. Happy Saturday to you. All right, here's 15,000. It's so, like, I need to watch more real-life videos to know how the EJET actually operates in real life. Because the Fokker, you know, it's there's that delay with the power. I heard about that, I read about that, I watched it, I've, you know, heard real pilots talk about it. I don't know if the EJET has that same issue, or that's not, I guess not an issue, but the same thing. The spool up time just takes a while. And that's why you have this weird speed change. I think I was reading about the A220 is very similar to that as well. There's like a delay with that. I think I was reading about that. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Alright, we got a restriction here of 17,000. They turned off step climb, I think, for this one, is what I was reading about. Is EJET good? Well, it has some issues still. It has some issues. It's a fun plane. If you go into it knowing that there are some issues, and some could be very substantial, you know, it's not bad, but there definitely are some issues. See, I agree with you. I've flown the 175 too, and while it's not complete, it's a great plane. Lots of bugs for sure, especially with the latest update. I do look forward to version 1 officially dropping. Yeah, I really want this plane to succeed. I really like this plane. I've been on a passenger of it a couple times. I love it. It's a good plane. It's fun. I stand behind the developers. You know, I know they get a lot of heat, and I think some of it is, you know, is necessary, because we've been hoping for this plane for quite a while, and it's been a while. And then we have, you know, I know they say different developers and all that, you know, different teams working on things, but then you get you know, massive updates for the 757 and other planes that they're working on, and then the EJET sits here and you're like, okay, what happened? So, like, some of it's deserved, for sure. Nothing nasty, of course, but, you know, constructive criticism is fine. I've talked about that before. I think it's very important we have constructive criticism, because we're spending our money on this stuff. But, you know, if you hand fly the plane, if you trust in vertical speed and heading mode, you're fine. Watch the navigation, watch the VNav, because those things can be the wonky ones for sure. I don't know if we're ever going to climb to our cruising altitude at this rate. Let's see. Discord for FSS is quite toxic on certain days with how many people wanting to be done. Is it yeah, it's experimental for sure. Yeah. Like the devs will pop in there every so often and, you know, provide feedback. It's one of those things where it came out so long ago that people are like, why do we still not have a fully functional this, that, and the other? But you have to think about it. They started working on their custom FMS not that long ago. The plane's been out for a while, the model and all that jazz. We had the 2020 version, but the actual custom FMS hasn't been in development as long as the actual plane itself. And they had to scrap it, apparently. They were working on one version. They had to scrap it because it wasn't working great. So, like, I'll give them the benefit when they should have it, for sure. But again, I really want to love this plane. You gotta go in knowing that there are issues with it. Do you have an FPS drop with BeyondATC? You know, like with any ATC product, yeah, for sure. You just gotta tune it to the best you can. So I use the Navigraph stuff, and I was talking about this earlier, but I adjusted my settings so that I have less arrival, less departure, and more parked. This way, I'm still seeing planes, but they're not moving as much, right? And that saves a bit on the FPS. It also helps with the comms. There's just so much going on with the comms with live traffic like that. I had to dial it back. It was cool initially, like, wow, and then it's like, okay, now it's just too much. Now it's too much. Like all this we're hearing right now, there's no way if you turn off live traffic, you wouldn't hear all this stuff. It's so cool. It's just so awesome. Alright, we're about 6,000 feet away from our cruising altitude. I want to check the status. I put a poll up this morning. I want to see... oh, well. I want to see what the status of the poll is. So the poll is, are you buying the A220? And as of right now, it's kind of split pretty hard. 31% out of 26 people have said yes, they're buying it. 31% said they know they're not buying it. And then 19% said they're waiting for reviews. 19% said they're waiting for the 757. So I'm assuming that the no's, no and waiting for the 757, that tells me over 50% of the people aren't going to buy it as of right now. So that means out of those 26, 13% for sure are not buying it. You know, 13 of them will not buy it. What, 7 probably say they're buying it, and then the other 6 or so people are on the fence, waiting for reviews. Okay. Good point about the traffic. Steven says, just got the FENIX 319 and 321. Wanted to come back to the FENIX after trying the 777 for so long. Yeah, the FENIX is great, man. I love the FENIX. It's such a great plane. I know J. Russ, he went all Boeing, which is great. But like, man, like I couldn't give up the FENIX. I could not give up the FENIX. Let's start putting in our arrival information. So we're gonna go into our briefing panel here, and go to weather. Scroll on down here. We're landing at CT. So we have 15 for the temperature. The winds are variable at 6. Oh, cool. 15.
Cleared right 1
So we're going to do 001 at 15.
97.
Or sorry, at 6, sorry. Oh, gusting up to 16. Yeah, so 6. Alright, 0 fuel weight already added in, I guess. Nice. So, landing. Flaps 5, and there's our V-speeds. And then let's verify our comms. So 1.5 is an ILS, which we need, because the visibility is crappy. So 109.3. So radio 109.3, perfect. That's what we want it. And the minimums are 3172. $31.70. Perfect. All right, we're set. We are set. We got to put in our arrival altitude. I'm gonna put in 6,000. All right, 6,000's in the box. Top of the sense right here. Got 121 nautical miles to go, so that looks like it should be just fine. Okay, so far, knock on wood, this has been a very good flight with the EJET. A very, very good flight. Nothing's gone wrong yet. Let's see, I may try the EJET again. I had an autopilot issue where the plane would bank 9 degrees after engaging autopilot. Oh, Jesus. I want both the A220 and the 7x7, but want to wait until the 220 hits the in-build manager. Well, so just like the other planes, they did allow you to transfer it over to the in-build manager. So, you know, you could buy the marketplace version and then eventually transfer it over. A lot of people have done that with the 340 and a TriStar. Like I'll buy it in the marketplace, and then eventually I'll transfer it over to the in-builds. Because the in-builds will have the latest updates. Whereas the marketplace, you know, I always have the delayed updates. Roger. I'm loving the Navigraph live traffic integration with BeyondATC. Makes it, yeah, that was a huge update, man. It was in my opinion, game changing for BeyondATC. Like their live schedule stuff they had, or their not lives, but their seasonal schedule stuff was good. But live just adds so much more realism to it. So much more. It's crazy. I want to get one of those. I've been seeing a lot more of them recently. Like a little display, and it tells you like what aircraft's above you. I kind of want to get one of those. I think there's better ways or cheaper ways to do it than buying, you know, one of the ones that are made. Like I'm sure I can just get like some little screen, make it work that way. But I want to get one of them. I saw one yesterday. It was really cool. It was an actual map, and you got to see the planes going over. They're really neat. I just don't know where I'd put it. Also, I don't want them collecting my data. So, like, will they know where you live? I don't know. I'll look into it more. I'm interested, though. It looks really cool. Yeah, they look so fun. Yeah, there's a couple. Like, I saw one where it's just, like, text, right? But then I saw the one that was a map. And you can click on this touchscreen, you can click on it, and it will tell you like what aircraft it is and where it's going to and from, the speed and all that jazz. That's so cool. I want to get one. Again, I just don't know where I'd put it, where it would be, you know, visible all the time. Well, I guess I have a place to put it where it'd be visible. It's just, I don't know. Sure, it connects to Wi-Fi and then, you know, USB powered or something. It's a cool little thing for sure. Have you flown the E190 into Bermuda? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't flown the 190 for a bit. I haven't flown the 190 for a while, actually. I'm like a 170, 175 person. For whatever reason. But I forgot to install the 190 yesterday with this update. Well, I shouldn't say I forgot. I purposely didn't install it because I wanted to see what the update's like. And so far after this flight, actually, I might change my thought process. I was saying initially that, you know, it might just go back in the hangar, but I don't know, it's looking promising. I created an app that uses Claude. It's simple, but it does job. Oh, nice. New EJET update I just saw on their Discord. I will get it after I finish this flight. Like another update? Let me see. I don't see another update. There was a hotfix yesterday. That might be the one you're talking about.
Descend via start to 7,500 feet to NH1022, Azul 2897. Sorry, just reading something on Discord, another Discord, about content creators. You know, it's really funny. I posted the video, what was it, last year or the year before? I can't remember. Got a lot of heat on it, and more people now are complaining about the situation that I was complaining about. So I guess I was just ahead of the game of my frustration. But I feel it's an issue. I'm not gonna dabble on it today, but I feel like you know, people don't quite understand the grasp of things sometimes until it's too late, and then you got to deal with the consequences of life. All right, we're 78 nautical miles out. We're descending.
And we're landing runway 15, so we're gonna swing over to the left just a little bit. I'm I'm just surprised at how well this flight's been going so far. Like, we're talking like really smooth. Really, really smooth. I don't know why and how, but I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. I keep going back and forth on whether I want Discord notifications on or off. Oh, I keep them off. With the exception of like a handful. Very, very few I'll keep on. I don't want that notifications. It was yesterday I saw this morning I don't have Discord. Okay, gotcha. Who makes A220 flight deck gear? I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone yet. So I was using a side stick, like I was talking about earlier in the stream today. Using the side stick for the first time in a while. Because I was thinking about using the side stick when the 220 comes out. I primarily use a yoke, including using a yoke for the A220 or A320 and other aircrafts that don't fly with a yoke. Because I'm too lazy to change things out. So I thought about getting used to the side stick and using the side stick for the 220. But I think I'm just going to use the yoke. I think I'll stick to the yoke. It's a Bombardier, mixed with an Airbus, so, it could have easily gone with the yoke. I'll just pretend that they chose the yoke instead of a stick. Alright, how we sit? 23, we're sitting really good for the path. We got about 70 nautical miles out. I think altitude, so we're doing much better than we were on the last flight. I don't know why things are so much better on this flight. I'm not complaining, I'm just confused. I'm just confused. Alright, as we make a descent in here, I'm going to step away for just a few moments, hope the plane doesn't crash. I'll be right back, everyone.
Okay, I have returned. Sorry about that. Alright, so we're just past 18,000 feet. Looking very, very good. We're about 50 nautical miles out from the airport. Should be on the ground here in about, I'd say within about 15 minutes or so. We just got to make a, let's see, turn to the right for the, or sorry, left for the arrival. I'm not quite sure how that's all going to pan out, but we'll see. I was kind of thinking about streaming tomorrow as well, but I don't know. I might take tomorrow off. I might go see Odyssey. I'm kind of been toying with it back and forth if I want to go see it. Everyone that I've talked to that has seen it has really, really liked it. So I might go check out Odyssey tomorrow. Go see it tomorrow morning. And I'm really, really hoping that the 220 comes out either Monday or... ideally, if it comes out Monday, it'd be better for me, because then I can get off work, practice with it a little bit on Monday night, and then stream it on Tuesday for a couple flights. That'd be the perfect world for me, but it's probably going to come out, if I had to guess, either Wednesday or Thursday. If it doesn't come out Tuesday, which sucks, because then I work those days and I won't be able to really stream it. So, either way, I'm hoping I can stream it on Tuesday, or stream on Tuesday. But if I don't see Odyssey tomorrow, then I'll probably see it Tuesday, or if I see it at all. But, so I probably no stream tomorrow. As of right now, what's your favorite plane to fly? Oh man, my favorite plane to fly. Man, that's a tough question, because it's really about what I'm in the mood to fly. If I go to plane, like I just got off work, I'm gonna do a flight. This is the plane I'm flying. It's the 737-600. Because it just works, does its job. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm comfortable with it. I don't really have to go into like super think mode. I can get it started, get on the flight pretty quickly. That said, the most fun to fly right now, I say, is a Fokker 100. It's the most fun for me right now to fly, because I'm still learning how to, smoothly take off, smoothly land. I find that challenging, but not challenging where it's super difficult, right? But I'm having fun doing it, trying to get better at it. This plane was my favorite plane to fly in 2020, towards the end of 2020, for sure. I absolutely loved it. Then with the experimental updates, that kind of stuff, well, I'm having fun right now, because it's working. It's just when it doesn't work, it's, it can be very frustrating. Rarely have issues with the PMDG 737 or 777. Yeah, for sure. I've been having an issue with the 777 with the last update that came out. So before, just like I set up the 777 very similar to the way I set up the 737. So you load the route, right? SimBrief route. And then before you hit activate, I would put in the departure runway. If I do that with the 777 now, I can't do a SID. It's like all broken. And I have to restart the whole flight, the whole sim. It's really weird. So now I have to hit activate, set up the rest of the stuff, then go in for the departure, put in the runway, the SID, that kind of grab stuff, and then it all works. It's very strange. It broke in the last update. It's kind of thrown off my game, but outside of that, it's been fine. No major concerns. I have the 737-600, but I haven't flown it yet. That's a great plane, man. It's a fun, it's the same plane as the 700, 800, 900. It's just a small version, right? But it's a fun plane. I think, yeah, I would say I'm comfortable in saying the past year, the 600 probably has the most hours for me. I would be comfortable in saying the 600 probably has the most hours, most flight time. Second place is probably the iFly Max. Because I love that Max. That's a fun freaking plane. I have so much fun with the Max. And I rarely have problems with the Max too. But it's like when you fly in the 737-600, then you fly the Max, it's like, ah, it's the same plane. You know, it's the same plane. A couple different things, you know, right? But it's the same plane. Now the question is, if you only had one plane to fly, that's it. You have to get rid of all your other planes. One plane to fly. What would it be? That's a hard one, folks. One plane to fly for the rest of your simming time. What would that one plane be? I think I would have to say, for me, it'd be the Max. The iFly Max. If I had one plane to fly for the rest of my time, it's the Max. And the reason why I say that is because I have the smoothest flights, you know, landings with the Max consistently. I love the Bose sound pack, comes with the plane, right? It's just a fun plane. If I get to add a second plane, it would be the 777, the freighter. PMG's birthday sale sale next month, hopefully. Gonna get the 777-200. 777 better than the 350 on performance for me. I think for most people. I own the freighter and I own the 200, so I will probably buy the 300 if there's a sale. If it's a good sale, I'll probably buy the 200. I don't own that one yet. All right, so we got cleared, so we can bring this guy up here, activate that one. All right, so we got cleared for our ILS runway Zulu 15. Beautiful. Wow, this is, I'm shocked at how freaking smooth this has gone. All right, on landing, we're gonna exit to the right. On landing, we're gonna exit to right, probably at Foxtrot. Probably not gonna make Echo, but probably Foxtrot. Backtrack just a little bit. Actually, Foxtrot works best. It's the last taxi at the end. All right, it's looking real good. 777-300 or freighter? Joe says the 800. Ooh, interesting. If I could get the iFly Max performance issues fixed post Sim Service Pack 1, that would be great. Oh, interesting. What issues? I haven't really had performance issues with it, personally. I think it performs about the same than any other plane, for me. Saw the title and thought you got a promo copy of the 220. No promo copy. You know, I did reach out to AnyBuilds about the Chicago airport a couple days before it released. I emailed them and said, hey, you know, I live in Chicago. I'm a big Chicago person, and, you know, I'd love to have early access to it if you potentially. I'm willing to pay for it. And they said, all they did is just respond, our creative program is full. I was like, okay, well, that's not what I was asking. I didn't want to be a creator program. I just was asking if I can get just this one thing. Whatever. Oh well. Your loss. Not that, you know, I did a couple of videos already about it, and if I had to rebuy the AnyBuilds Chicago again, I wouldn't buy it again. Not right now. The performance, it's not great. The performance is rough. On screen, it looks fine, the FPS, but it's when you're panning around, all the main thread hits, it starts to wear eventually on the system. And then I lose like 20 FPS there, any given time with traffic. Without traffic, it's fine. But when you add in all the more stuff, it's rough. I'm not going to sacrifice traffic for an airport. You know, the FS Stream Team one isn't great; it's outdated, but it performs great at least. You know what I mean? It performs good. So I uninstalled it for now. I'm using the FS Stream Team again. I know there was an update that just came out for the Chicago airport. Nothing about performance in there, so I'm going to wait for a performance update, then I'll reinstall it. But I want a smoother performance. Just like, you know, Joe was talking about with the Max and performance. Like, I need to have a good, nice performing experience with my sim. That's why I'm really hoping the 220 is good with performance, because that 8350 when it came out was rough. But I read that, I don't know if there's any truth to this. I was reading that there's an external app for the 220 That might be good. I didn't know you can do that though with the... I didn't know you can do that with the marketplace. And also then that means it's not going to be available on Xbox? So I think that, I don't know, I think that must be wrong. That has to be wrong. But man, hopefully you're doing well. Glad to see you in here. It'll be a last flight today. This will put us just over 2 hours. And then unlikely to stream tomorrow as I might go see Odyssey. But probably just going to do some more flying. I'm watching King of the Hill, the new season of King of the Hill. So I'll probably be watching that today for a little bit more. And then play some more Splatoon Raiders. It's a great game. Actually, I would love to stream that, but I don't have any way to stream it. Alright, it's time for approach mode. And where's that? Approach. It's armed. Let's see if it captures. I don't know if it's capturing. Oak 1. We're still a little bit further away from it, so maybe it's still thinking about it. A little concerned. Let's get our flaps down. Let's go to manual speed as well, because we're coming in too hot. It's all gone well until the localizer. Reduce the speed. Alright, flaps 2. Gear coming down. Localizers captured. Glide slope are too high. Flaps 3. Flaps 4. And where's the runway? There's the runway. Okay, that's good. Still high. Flaps 5. There's our speed looking good.
1,000.
Alright, glide slope never going to capture because we're too high. That's fine. Autopilot disconnect. Woo. Alright, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Alright, so glide slope was a little weird, but outside that, it was a good flight. Localizer was kind of weird too with delay.
500.
I wish Adam was here to help let us know if the experimental build he's on, the beta build he's on, is better. Adam Rodriguez, I think it is.
Approaching.
He's on the beta team.
300. Minimums.
Landing. It was definitely better than the last flight. We were way too high. This one we were slightly high.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Get down. Touchdown. I think we got a bounce. Nose, reverse. It's a squirrely little plane. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna need the last exit here. We got plenty to work with, but definitely need that foxtrot. All right. Well, so it was pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not gonna be too critical of it. It was pretty good. It captured a localizer a little late. It was a little weird with the capture. Glide slope never did because we were too high. That is partly my fault. I could have gone to vertical speed and have it do it that way. I definitely floated a bit there on the arrival, even though our speed was pretty good, but it cut off how I was supposed to. Yeah, this is definitely, out of the 3 flights I've taken with it so far with this update, this is the best one. by a long, long margin.
Ground 121.9.
Now, this is substantially better than the 2 yesterday. Substantially better. KOTH has been one of the rare reboots that have worked. KOTH. What is KOTH? What is that? Why am I not figuring that one out? KO. I saw they're making a new Halo. Like a remastered Halo. I'm kind of curious about that. Alright, GPU. Jetway. Let's see. I agree, though. The initial launch of the 350 put me offline. Hope the 220 is better. Yeah. I was actually opposite. The 350, it didn't put me offline. I really had fun flying it. It's just that, oh shoot, wrong button. Oh, King of the Hill, thank you. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. The 350, I had fun flying it. It's when I got back to flying other planes, I was like, why is the performance this awful? You know? I'm having issues with my auto throttle and LNAV, VNAV on the 777. When I switch on AP, the auto throttle and LNAV, VNAV disconnect, and I have to switch it back to me. Really? That's interesting, Steven. I don't have that issue. Yeah, I've definitely never had that issue. Okay, well, that was a good EJET flight. That was a very good... This looks so wrong. That was a very good EJET flight. A very, very good EJET flight. Outside of, I think that was me with the vertical speed. I could have gone a little bit more aggressive with it. Outside of that, it was a very good flight with the EJET. So, it shows there is promise with this plane, right? The stream flight worked really well, which is great. My off streams did not. I'll probably fly it again today, just to compare it again. But yeah, it was a good flight. Very good flight. Talk about performance, too. This is like buttery smooth for me. 156 FPS. Freaking awesome. I don't know what it looks like on the stream. Hopefully we're not losing, like, frames or anything. Just woke up from my nap. P2 watches the stream so he can get put to sleep. That's why PT watches the stream. Alright, folks, that's going to be it for today. I need to get some food in my stomach. I appreciate y'all coming in for the stream, as always. It's unlikely I'll stream tomorrow, but you never know with me. I'll get up and be like, I don't want to go see a movie, but I might go see Odyssey tomorrow morning. It's getting good reviews, and, it's $10, whatever. I'm not going to buy any popcorn, though, I don't think. Kind of out of popcorn. Of course, when you get there, then you smell all the popcorn, you're like, okay, now I gotta get some popcorn. And then next weekend is Spider-Man. So I'll probably see that next Sunday. Next Sunday, I'm off next Sunday, so I'll probably see it next Sunday. Spider-Man, early morning. That one I know for sure I'll be seeing. Yeah, he just pretty good. Yeah, it looks like they fixed the GPU floating. Oh, maybe they didn't. Nah, it's up there. Oh, well then. It's just not anywhere present. That's fine. I'd rather it be not present than floating. Normally it's like floating above the aircraft here. That's crazy. But hopefully the 220 comes out on either Monday or Tuesday morning. Because I do want to stream that one. I do want to fly it. I want to stream it. Kind of see how that all goes, but I would like to get at least one flight in first, test flight, to make sure I got things all set up and whatnot, and then get a stream in. But until then, we'll all see you in Discord. If you're not part of Discord, let me get a link real quick, because I'll open it back up here for this stream. Let me see if I can get a link. One second. Alright, link is in chat for our Discord. If you're interested, come join our Discord. Kind of all kinds of goofy stuff we talk about every so often, but we'll see y'all for the next stream. Take care, everyone.